Well, hello, church. Thank you for joining me. These are the parish announcements for the Tomorrow River Lutheran Parish for the Sunday of the Passion. That is the Sunday before Easter Sunday, the Sunday that probably most of you know as Palm Sunday. It is now the Sunday of the Passion. It's a Sunday in which we remember both Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem and his suffering. And if you want to know more about that, well, you're going to have to watch the sermon, which I hope was part of your plan anyway. But it is the Sunday of the Passion. Let me bring you up to speed on a few things that are going on in our community, in our life together, and then we can get back to serving God together. So we are continuing to have outdoor worship. We have made it through the truly difficult parts, although we must continue to admit that the suffering that we have done this past year barely registers as an inconvenience when it is placed against the suffering that Christians have done in many times and in many places to live lives of faith and grace. But even at our level of suffering and sacrifice, we're through the worst of it. But you know, the case numbers continue to come down, the vaccines are coming in, and numbers of vaccinated people are going up. The weather is nicer and nicer and nicer, so we are still meeting outdoors. I invite you, if you are able, to come to the Passion of the Sunday services this Sunday, March 28th, outside at Nelsonville at 9:30. Bring a chair, bring a mask, bring glad and grateful heart, and together we'll think about God's Word, we'll sing together, and I would love to see you. It's an encouragement to me and a witness to our neighbors, and I appreciate it. For those of you for whom that's an impossibility, we're going to keep doing this online thing. We're going to try to get better and better at it. We're nearly ready to make our next jump of competence, and so that will be coming soon, and we trust that God will bless those endeavors in our midst. Again, we are anticipating returning to indoor, in-person worship either April 18th or 25th, depending on how things shake out in the next week or two, how things progress. So we will be looking forward to having you join us again for indoor, in-person worship. There will be a bunch of rules, at least at the beginning. It's going to be limited attendance and social distancing and masks and that whole thing. Soon, we are confident that the epidemiologists and the public health officials will change their recommendations for what's possible for a vaccinated group of people, and that we anticipate that as time goes on, and not so terribly long either, that we will get back all of the freedoms and all of the abilities to gather together and celebrate together and love one another that we have missed over this past year. So look for that. Of course, there'll be sign-ups for that. That's the only way we can limit attendance. But we're going to keep doing the outdoor service. The outdoor service will be the first one that'll be mask optional. It'll be the first one that picks up more and more of of the things that we're missing. But we're gonna just give all the choices that the community needs. If we need to do 6 indoor services to meet the needs, the demands, that's what we'll do. We're gonna do the outdoor services, and we're gonna do the online services as well. So all of that's coming. In terms of Holy Week, let me give you the schedule so that you can make your plans. Again, this coming Sunday, the 28th, Sunday of the Passion, that's an outdoor service at 9:30 at Nelsonville. I'm just going to announce the in-person stuff. All of them will have videotaped and webcast offerings as well, all right? So Passion Sunday, or Sunday of the Passion, the 28th, 9:30, outdoors at Nelsonville. Maundy, Thursday, there's 2 things. At 2 o'clock, there's just going to be parking lot communion. It's not going to be a full service. There's not going to be a sermon or hymnody. Just parking lot communion over at Nelsonville. Show up, and we would be delighted to share the Lord's Supper with you on that day that Jesus instituted the Lord's Supper all those years ago. So that's 2 o'clock over at Nelsonville. At 7 at Nelsonville, there is going to be a Maundy, Thursday worship service, also with Holy Communion, but that'll have the full service, the hymnody, the lessons, the homily, and so so you're invited. 7 o'clock, mask, chair, you know the drill. Do I have to say it every time? I don't think so. On Good Friday, there's going to be a 7 o'clock service outdoors at Nelsonville, 7 p.m. Monday, Thursday, obviously, it's 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. You understood that. And then Easter morning, there's going to be a 9:30 service outdoors at Nelsonville. I would love to see you there. I would love for the community to see our churches gathered and rejoicing together, celebrating the resurrection of our Lord. So that is the Holy Week schedule for you to know. All right, the prayer list. We have sad news for you. Jane Wall, one of our senior members at Nelsonville, has passed on, has gone home to be with Jesus. If you're watching this on Sunday the 28th, her funeral was yesterday. Her funeral is scheduled for Saturday over at Junger's Holly Funeral Home. Pastor Gretchen will be officiating there. So we're praying for Jane's friends and family. Also, we're praying for the friends and family of Jamie Blanky. Jamie was a 36-year-old man with a wife and kids who passed away very, very suddenly indeed. This is Joe Blanky's cousin, and so we'll be remembering that whole family. We're continuing to pray for Marge's family, for Pat's family, and for Earl's family, and there are several others who have just come off our list that we also remember in these immediate stages of grief. The rest of the folks on the prayer list you have seen before, so I just invite you and commend to you their need and your responsibility before God to be their partner and to walk with them in difficult times. We are continuing our work on the care kits for Lutheran World Relief. We do the personal care kits, the baby care kits, and the school kits. There are instructions for how to do those. You can find, there's a link at the top of the webpage that says care kits, and you can get information about what goes into a care kit and exactly how it needs to be put together. Remember, this is a place where there is zero room for creativity. Just do it like the instructions say. The reasons are that if you're passing out 3,000 or 4,000 care kits into a refugee camp, you want them all to be exactly the same. You do not want people contesting for a care kit that seems to be better than another care kit. We want to treat every person with dignity and respect in those situations, and we do that by having a uniform product to help them and to bless them. In the same way, the baby care kits and the school care kits, there is a premium on just following instructions. If you know about yourself that you're not a person that can do that you just can't follow a pattern exactly, then we would be delighted if you turned in any parts of care kits that you chose. Bring us 37 combs and 50 nail clippers and 200 bars of soap, and we will get them into care kits that will be assembled perfectly by people who aren't troubled by your creativity, and we'll get them to people in the world desperately in need. School kits, same thing, changes the trajectory of a kid's life, these kits. And if you want to be part of that, we would be so grateful. If you want to write a check, we'll take that too. It costs money to fill out these kits, to buy the things that haven't been donated. It costs money to get them to the places around the world where they're supposed to go. And so we'll take your gifts with deep gratitude. The quilters in both churches are requesting that as you start garage sailing, as you start your spring cleaning, that if you find any blankets, sheets, draperies, basically any big piece of fabric, whatever its first life was, we would be delighted to turn it into a quilt that would support people around the world in refugee camps again, or in places of relative poverty, and bring in those big pieces of fabric to either church, and we would be delighted to receive them and to give them a new life. We are running out of time for those of you who are members of Thrivent to allocate your choice dollars. You can allocate them to either congregation, and I thank you in advance for that, but remind you that the deadline is March 31st, so that is coming right up. Track is open. This is our community food shelf, the Tomorrow River Area Community Kitchen. Our proud and grateful to God that we have the opportunity to walk with folks in our community who are in need or who are between jobs or whatever the situation is. Monday mornings and Thursday evenings, it's our honor to make sure that no one in our community is hungry, and anything you can do to help us in that, we're grateful. Keep your eyes open, watch over your neighbors, bring them here if they're afraid to come on their own. We will treat you and your neighbors with great dignity and with great sensitivity. All we want to do is help. There are college scholarships available on the church website. You have about a month to do them. The application process is minimal indeed. There are 4 of them that are available. You certainly qualify for at least one of them. Take a look. Again, there's a link at the top of the web page. I think those are the critical announcements. Again, I am so grateful for your support of these congregations. I'm grateful for your prayers, for your good wishes. Even if we disagree with one another about how the church should be functioning or what we should be doing, I am grateful for your continued support. I'm grateful for your thoughts. I'm grateful for your candid your candid messages to me about what should be done and how it should be done, because I know that this place is something that you care about, and that the ministry of this place is something that you love, and that even when we disagree, your intensity reflects that love. And so I'm grateful, and I thank you in advance for your continued support of these places. In the meantime, you be well, you be safe. It's soon that we're coming back together. We've almost made it, church. Just hold on. God bless. Blessed Sunday of the Passion to you.